Hello and welcome to Matt Loves Eurovision. It's my Eurovision 2025 Top 37 countdown, place number 12, San Marino, Gabry Ponte, Tutta l'Italia.
Tutta l'Italia, tutta l'Italia, tutta l'Italia, tutta l'Italia, tutta l'Italia, tutta l'Italia.
Please do click the subscribe button, ring that notification bell, and as always, like, share and comment below. It's now time for Eurovision's smallest participant, and indeed they are the 5th smallest country in the entire world. It is San Marino. Now, while San Marino may be tiny in size, and perhaps their Eurovision results lack the kind of great achievements, but the broadcaster and the delegation have remained committed to the contest, despite the annual struggle to qualify to the grand final from the semis. This year they have an internationally known DJ and musician who has had big commercial success in the past. So can Gabry Ponte help San Marino to get their first qualification since 2021? Now, if you were not aware of Gabry Ponte's success as a DJ and producer, you might be more familiar with his work as a member of late 1990s Eurodance band Eiffel 65, who had huge international success with Blue Dabby Dee and, to a lesser extent, Move Your Body. I really enjoyed that one as well, so I remember it because I was in my late period of my university years. Now, he's left Eiffel 65 behind now, but those of us at the London Eurovision party got to experience a live performance of Blue Dabby Dee, and it went down an absolute treat. It got a huge crowd reaction and got the crowd really going. Now, his journey to Eurovision has not been a straightforward one. Now, on this part, I'm not 100% sure if this is correct, but I understand that Tutta l'Italia had been intended as an entry for San Remo, but it didn't make the cut. It then, and this is the bit that's definitely did happen, it then subsequently became the official anthem of San Remo, played constantly as a jingle or a sting as after breaks or between kind of sections of the show. And on the YouTube account, the song got millions upon millions of views and also got into the Italian top 20 as well, the official top 20. He was then either directly entered or was invited, that's always the possibility of the San Marino, but he was invited to join the San Marino national section, was put straight forward to the final, and he duly won that national final. Now, as you might expect from someone who was in a Eurodance band and now a DJ, Tutta l'Italia is an electronic and dance track, but it does include elements of traditional Italian instruments and also Italian musical and folk traditions, such as the accordion, which you can hear quite clearly during the song, and tarantella, which is a southern Italian, I think, folk dance. Now, the lyrics, which of course are in Italian, make references to Italian popular culture. Now, Gabry is not, as you might expect, or perhaps not, wouldn't expect him to be the vocalist, and he is not the vocalist of the song. That goes to an uncredited Andrea Bonomo. But on the live versions on the stage, it's been 3 masked male singers who have provided seemingly have provided the vocals. And I'm going to presume that is going to be the case also for Basel, because there's only so much of pre-recorded backing that you can use. It's such a fun and jaunty song though, and while some might call this an example of a guilty pleasure, I don't feel guilty for enjoying it. I think this works really, really well with a live crowd, given its jaunty nature. And it has those sort of great moments in it when sort of the crowd can chant, "Hey!" There's a certain sweetness and a joyous to it, and I think plus an authenticity, because it's actually made by Italians, for Italians, that for me personally makes it far more enjoyable than the more, well, dare I say, cynical espresso macchiato. Now, it isn't going to win any awards for vocals or the lyrics or even being that original, but it's ultimately catchy and it's fun, and that's good enough for me. Now, as I mentioned in the introduction, just getting through to the semi-finals is a big challenge for San Marino. And if it's a feat they've only achieved 3 times before since they first joined the contest. Now with Tutta l'Italia though, I think they are definitely in with a chance, and the all televote semis will actually, for once, possibly work in San Marino's favour. Normally having all televote, the all televote semi-finals can be a difficulty for San Marino because they've got no diaspora, no tradition of getting votes from other countries, no ability to kind of drum up interest in other countries. They just don't have that capacity. So, but this is the sort of entry that could get some televotes behind it, and not least from Italy, who are voting in this semi-final, which at least provides a form of a base for this. Do you think it's going to be a close run thing though? Gabry isn't flying high in the overall scoreboard, in the scoreboard app, and you look at the overall rankings. If you shift it to the semi-final one only, he's faring better there than in the kind of the overall ones. If you look at the betting odds, again, it reflects the nature that this is quite a close call. It's at the moment, at the time of recording this, it is inside the top 10 to qualify, but right at number 10, although there is a little bit of a gap between 10 and 11. I do think ultimately though, staging is going to be absolutely key for this. DJ-led songs at Eurovision have tended to fare quite poorly, often because it looks odd having a DJ who is not, of course, not really doing anything on the stage, because of course the instruments and all that stuff is not connected, so it's all pre-recorded, or it's not they're not doing anything live musically on stage, and it's the vocal that will be the live, and he's obviously not doing any vocals. He did bring a lot of extras, and I mean extras both in terms of people and the things that they were doing to the stage at London Eurovision. So perhaps there is an aspiration and a vision to make this pop, and also perhaps some thought and money behind it as well, because sending that many people to London Eurovision when you're just it's just a small delegation is quite impressive. Of course, Gabry Ponte does have other stuff behind him. So I think there is a route to the final for this. It potentially can make the grand final. And once it gets there, or if it gets there, I can envisage a result maybe similar to Estonia's last year. It'll find, quite frankly, no favour with the juries. So I'd be very surprised if it finds any favour with the juries. But I think this definitely will pick up some televote. And that alone would constitute a very successful contest for San Marino, even if they didn't even finish that high in the grand final scoreboard. Just getting to the grand final and getting some televote points would be a success. And who could begrudge them that? Now, please do have a look at my website as well, www.mattloveseurovision.com, where you can read the text version of this post. Otherwise, do join me as soon as we kind of round out 11 to 20 with my 11th place on the countdown. Take care for now. Bye-bye.